Hey everybody, John here, and welcome to our second ever LEGO review. This is going to be on the set number 76201, Captain Carter and the Hydra Stomper. So this is one of the What If sets that came out in the new Marvel wave. Last time we did the Slave one, and I'm not going to try to address, past reviews like, oh, we did this. This, like as I said in the last one, we're going to try to just see what works. We're going to try to condense it a little bit because I know the last one was pretty long. That's what I heard from feedback from my friends and stuff like that. And so we're going to try to condense it a little bit. So first off, we're just going to look at this set. And I think this is definitely, What If is probably one of the shows I'm most excited for going into the, this new kind of phase for Marvel. The phase 4 is mainly the TV shows, starting with WandaVision, then Falcon Soldier, Loki, and then What If coming up now. This one I'm really excited for, and this is going to be the first episode actually. Do need to preface again going into this that I'm not a sponsor. This is not a sponsor, not anything like that. I don't speak for the company, anything like that. This is just a review, kind of just me getting it, just sharing my love of LEGO with you guys, and maybe throwing in some other stuff here and there if it's something interesting like this. So we're going to crack it open real quick because I want to not talk as much, but I do want to do a little bit more in-depth stuff like, how many bags there are, if there happen to be a lot of instructions, any stickers and that. So this is cool. This is going to be for the first What If episode coming out. It's Captain Carter. So what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers? And then it seems that in the events that transpire, Steve Rogers is still in the story. It's just that he, with the help of Howard Stark, becomes the Hydra Stomper, which is like a super proto like Iron Man suit that Howard makes instead of Tony later on. So the show might just be covering the events that Captain Carter gets into, but when it comes to What If stuff, that affects the entire universe and the whole timeline. So who knows what would come after in the universe, if they even are going to show that. Like, what happens to Tony Stark? Like, is he going to become, like, is his like outcome on life going to be different? Like, is he still going to make the Iron Man suit? Is it going to be a little different? Like, who knows what's going to happen with that? But, so, we have 3 figures here. It's going to be, Peggy, Red Skull, and then Steve. We got some stickers here. We got 9 stickers. They're all green and going to be for the Hydra Stomper. This is one of the few like Hulkbuster sets. There were 3 Hulkbuster sets that came out with the wave. I do intend on like getting them all, so we're probably gonna do those for the reviews. So we got 3 bags here. First one's gonna be Peggy and the torso. Then it looks like your little thing here. Then it's going to be Red Skull with the Tesseract. The Tesseract is actually like a new piece now. Originally, it was kind of like it was a 1x1 kind of brick that was clear. Came in one of the first Avengers sets. It was like Loki on the truck. It came with Hawkeye, and I think Iron Man, I want to say. But now it's like an actual cube piece. So we're going to see a closer look at that when we get to, the figure of that, when we get the figures. And then we have Steve Rogers in the last one. That's going to finish off with the arms and like the back of the Hydra Stomper. A clip actually came out of the Captain Carter episode, which was pretty cool. It shows then I think Peggy's requesting air support, and then Steve comes in the Hydra Stomper. And then real quick before we get into building and then showing it done, I do want to point out, I'll do it with the when we get to the figures. So let's get to building then. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, we just finished up building the Hydra Stomper. So let's get into getting some closer looks at it. But first, so you got it right here. Here's it next to a little minifigure. So you can see like the scaling of it to me. So I got 3 little guys here in this thing. But yeah, so it seems pretty interesting. I do like the, I'm going to try to display off some of it while I have both hands before I could bring the camera over here. But so what's interesting is that it has like joint hands, like it has like the ball joint kind of big pieces for like the shoulders. But then when it gets down to the like the elbow, kind of like forearm area, there are these little it's almost like the wedge kind of pieces that like move. They only move in like the one direction, so they can only move like this way. They can't articulate all the way around, just like the ball joint one. So they're more fixed in that position. But however, the kind of beginning of the legs area is like those joint pieces that have the Technic like pins on the end. They get to click together, and then they like move kind of more stagnantly, like, or if that's even a word, you know, like where they're kind of like in like ticks or something. Like, I don't know how terminology works. But then the feet are the ball joint things again. So I do like how sleek it looks. Like there's a lot of like in the arms and everything, you can see like the pieces are very like tight. So like there's no real gaps or anything. I did notice some details in this that I thought were a few that were pretty interesting. And there is one thing I am kind of like upset, like a little upset about with this, but I feel like I can just fix it with a few pieces. But I'm gonna get some closer looks now, so let's do that. Okay, so of course, first off, let's get a look at our little figures here. Comes with 3 exclusive minifigures. So first off, let's go over Captain Carter herself. So I was gonna mention this a little bit before in the like in the beginning, but I said, you know, like it's wait until we get to the figures. So she seems to be wearing what I think is like from Captain America Winter Soldier, like the stealth suit, because we see her in the minifigure series coming up. She has the red, white, and blue like British, like the flag, like the English flag, like uniform. So I thought it was pretty interesting how they kind of got away with like putting her in the set, but still having her in the minifigure series being like that exclusive. She does have 2 faces, so we'll take off her little hair there. If I could just, there we go. It's really stuck on there. So she has like a more determined, angry face as she's going in there to smash Red Skull in the face. And she does have that back detailing there of like the straps and everything when she puts the shield on. I do think it's interesting though, because if you notice, fairly slightly, like it's pointed more towards the light, is that in her suit she has like the more like the, you know, Steve Rogers, like those stripes there. If you notice, like where the red would be in those suits, like where like in Civil War and like Endgame and stuff, like the red stripes like below that silver symbol there. I don't really know what you call it, if it's like the English cross or something, but like you can see they're kind of like a little darker blue there. I think that's pretty interesting, and this like does seem like a more modern like suit, honestly, like opposed to it being like the World War II suit that like Steve got. So I think that's very fascinating. The shield, I think, is pretty cool. Like a very interesting... Oh my god, I'm fumbling here. A very interesting, like, print here. What is kind of frustrating is that what I used to do with the Captain America ones, or I still do, is that if you were to rotate the hand, like, to the side, like this, so if the hand's, like, you know, at that, like, at that 90-degree angle, like, to the side there, and then you put the shield in there, you can bring it closer to them, they look like that. However, being that it's like this new design instead of just a star, it's not exactly correct. You can kind of see that it's a little weird looking because it's more because the lines are closer upwards now opposed to like the sides, like the actual symbol, you know, on her chest. So that one a little frustrating there, but of course accuracy. But you know, so she's gonna have to have it out like more forward now. But yeah, also she is like missing that unique the special hair piece that she does have in the minifigure series. I feel like that is to make it a little bit more special as well. Plus, at the same time, maybe if you're fighting like the Red Skull and Hydra and stuff, you don't have time to keep your hair all fancy like that. So, you know, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for that piece thing, for just giving it the more common hair piece. But I think she looks really great. I really love her figure. Like, this is so... I'm so in love with just What If and like the whole thing, and I'm like, just crazy. Alright, so let's get to Steve now. So Steve Rogers, again, still in the story. He has this more like flight kind of combat gear, like kind of suit on. It almost looks like a parachute like kind of suit. Very interesting. Not the first time we've seen like a Steve Rogers head. I think it was around like Civil War, like he got like that more face printing, like instead of just the Captain America, like the blue head and stuff like that. But it is a little bit different. I do want to say this is a different head printing, and then on the back he also has a little bit of like an angrier face, like a little like determined look on him. And I think he even he has a parachute on actually. So probably if the suit ever malfunctions in the air, he can jump out and use a parachute, which might come into play in the episode. So who knows about that? But he looks pretty good. I mean, he doesn't have shield, doesn't have anything, but I think that's pretty cool that he's now like the Tony Stark of this universe, of this story. Because as Cap points out to Tony in the first Avengers, you take off the suit, like what are you? So like at this point, if he takes off the Hydra the Hydra Stomper like mech suit, what is he? He's just like regular Steve Rogers, and at this point he doesn't have the serum, so he's not going to be able to defend himself as well as he could if he had the serum. And then lastly, when it comes to figures, we have the Red Skull. I think this is a super cool figure. I think probably the first to have this kind of this torso printing. I'm going to take the Tesseract away from him. But I think this is the first that has the torso printing, like the first kind of first Avenger Red Skull. I think the latest one that came out was with the Avengers Tower thing based off of the video game, which he doesn't show up in that game, so I'm not sure why he's there. And then there was the one from like the Hydra tank kind of deal that was supposed to be based off First Avenger, but not exactly. Really hoping that they do a First Avenger kind of thing, because that's one of my favorite movies, and especially that suit design. But Red Skull here, just has that angry look on his face, doesn't have anything else on his head because he's a bald like character. He does have some little back printing there of his suit, and he has a blaster. I would say gun, but they got away from all those revolvers and kind of stuff like that, so it's a more of a blaster type deal. And he's got some nice detailing with the little Hydra belt buckle there. And he comes with the Tesseract, which is now this more cube piece. And as I opened it up, I realized that this is actually the Minecraft figure like heads. So this could easily just go on his body as a Minecraft head. So I think that's a super awesome use of like that type of piece, to just like work it in that way to make it the clear blue, like the transparent blue color, to make it in a Tesseract. I think that's just such an awesome move that they did. All right, and now to the set. The main piece itself is going to be the Hydra Stomper. So even just like looking at it from the box, I was like, let me just grab it here. Just even seeing it on the box here, I noticed like that little blue thing in the center. And as we know, the Tesseract is here. I'm thinking maybe that when the suit is being made to power it is actually going to be the Tesseract itself, not the cube inside of the suit, but how when we see Steve Rogers going into the compound to try to save Bucky and all of like the Howling Commandos, he does grab that little sample of the Tesseract energy, and he brings it back to Howard Stark, which like it explodes. And they don't really use it, honestly. Like they don't use the energy, but maybe he uses it this time to power the suit. Because if you notice, the eyes are lighting up blue here. I think in the clip that they had released, his eyes don't light up. But, there's just a possibility there. But we had this kind of arc reactor little thing here. So maybe either they use the Tesseract energy, or Howard Stark and Ivan Vanko's dad, I forget what his name is, from Iron Man 2. Maybe they actually work together and complete the arc reactor and use it for this suit this time. So I was like, let's look at the feet. I was like, because I just wanted to point out that there's also clear, like the transparent blue here. So either that's when they're flying, even though I'm pretty sure it comes out of this little pack in the back. Maybe that's also the, that Tesseract and or arc reactor energy blasting it off into the sky. We see little Captain America shield here, obviously a reference to Steve as Captain America. Like maybe they put that on there as like a what could have been for them, like their version of what if. Like what if we had Captain America instead of Captain Carter / Captain Britain. And then this little hatch here. I can only assume that's maybe how he gets out of the suit. I don't know. But he's got like these hands here. As I said, I was like, let me try to zoom in here. These are the pieces I was talking about, where it's kind of like those little wedge-ish kind of things. Like I don't really know what to call them, but that's how like the arms move, like that, and then each of the arms, and then the feet down here have like those ball joints. The mask can lift up, so Steve can enter in when the chest opens. He can get in there, which I think is super cool. It's a lot easier to put in than the past Hulkbusters, I want to say. And when it comes to scaling, I think it's pretty good. I feel like it's pretty faithful to what the show seems to be. My kind of little complaints here is that I would say, figure-wise, looks great. Kind of a spoiler if you're going to show off her in like the stealth suit kind of deal. But I do want to say maybe Steve Rogers could have gotten like the mid legs, like not maybe like the childish legs that like don't move. Third, fourth year Harry Potter minifigures mostly have them where like they still move but they're shorter than the bigger legs, just to show off that he is still that scrawny Steve Rogers, and like he's not as tall as he is as like Captain America. I think that would be really cool to see. Just that like extra layer of detail. And then also a little bit of a complaint here is that on the back of the suit, we have the little jetpack thing, but there's no handle for Captain Carter to hang on to. We see in one of the trailers, I'm going to try to put pictures in as I'm obviously talking. We see one of the pictures, or one of the shots is her flying on the back of the Hulkbuster, kind of flying her around. And, now I'm thinking about it, she might actually be wearing the stealth suit in that picture. That's just my brain. Hopefully I'm not wrong. But, she's holding on by a handle, but there's no handle here, so she's not able to hang on. But as I said, you could probably just put probably finagle some pieces on there, and you could definitely have her hanging onto the suit as it flies around. You could, like, probably prop it up or something. I think that'd be, like, super cool. But either way, oh yeah, and then also there was this thing, on the Hulkbuster arms, there's this little shooter piece here, probably when like, the Hulkbuster or the Hydra Stomper, shoots projectiles. This is just extra projectiles. I'm not sure what this is specifically though, if it is supposed to be something, but either way, this is just another thing they have you build. But altogether, I think this is a really cool set. I think it was like $30, honestly. I think it's pretty good. A little weird again that in the one wave there was like 3 Hulkbusters for it to be like the Ironmonger, the Sakari Iron Man, and then this one here. But I really love this thing. Like, you have no idea, guys. This thing is so cool, and I can't wait to see it in the show. So yeah, this is the Hydra Stomper, 343 pieces. Also, real quick, just wanted to point out another feature is that the arc reactor in the center actually glows in the dark. Yeah, the 1x2 tiles actually glow in the dark one, so I think that's a cool effect. You can't really see it too well, honestly, but I mean, it's just a nice little new addition. So anyway, folks, that was the review of the Agent Carter, or not Agent Carter, the Captain Carter and Hydra Stomper set for What If. Really hyped for What If. I'm probably going to post this either the day before or day of What If coming out. Comes out August 11th. I think it releases every Wednesday after that. Again, I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm just a huge fan of like what's going on here. I'm so excited. Like, seriously, it's just so cool. I'm so happy I have this set now. And yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. If you want to like the video, go ahead. Please post comments. I do appreciate every feedback, or if you ever want to see any other sets for me to do. I did buy a few more sets that I do plan to do in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like the video, you can like it. Please subscribe if you want to see more Lego stuff, or you can check out some of my gaming things that are a little bit more mature than this. But seriously, just thank you so much. Super excited. You can definitely pick this up. I don't know, again, not sponsored, but I'm just like, you can go pick this up or whatever. If anybody wants to sponsor me, that'd be awesome. But yeah, so thank you. See you next time.